Welcome back to Sunrise Daily. Standing by with me is the spokesperson for the Nigerian Senate, Senator Aliyu Sabi Abdullahi. So before we went on the break, you were saying that, look, the reality is Senator Dino Melaye is a colleague of yours, and that does affect the way in which your institution would approach this issue. The question then is, if the IG is making the claim that this is just a personal attack based on the defense of a colleague, it kind of plays into what you're saying here. And I want to ask you whether or not the Senate has the capacity to be dispassionate on issues affecting one of your own, particularly in view of a history where, we saw with the CCT trial of the Senate president, there was a lot of camaraderie around that, regardless of what the facts were initially. In the case of the Senate versus Magu, we know that 20 senators had cases with the EFCC. There seems to be this protectionist mentality, regardless of right or wrong. What do you have to say about that?
Well, first, let's understand one thing. I don't like hypocrisy. Every human being is a social creature. We're all social creations. And the social bond we enjoy among ourselves can never be discountenanced or thrown away, no matter the circumstances. The simple fact that you are a father and your son has been in prison, will you abandon your son? He has done something wrong, quite well. You are not supporting him for that. But if you associate with him, does that mean you are, irrational? No. So let's understand one fact. When you look at social group and social formation, you are a journalist. No matter what happens to a journalist today, all journalists rise up in defense of the journalist.
No, not if the journalist is found to have done something illegal. I wouldn't protect that.
When he is found, you said. So, in Nigeria, whatever situation it is, everybody is innocent until proven guilty. Is there a guilty verdict on our colleague? No. And we are not stopping them from carrying out their investigation. Okay, Senator, and we can never stop them.
Okay, Senator, look at the facts very quickly before we go. We're rounding up.
Yeah.
You have a situation in which there are allegations. Whether or not they are true or not, we will still find out. But the reality is one of your colleagues has been alleged to have been involved in arms trafficking, that there are phone recordings with known political thugs in Kogi State that implicated Senator Dino Melaye in this matter. That one is still for conjecture. We don't know the veracity of it. What we do know is that when the senator was transported, there was an attempt to, not even an attempt, there was a successful attempt to block the police convoy carrying him. He jumps out of the car, hurts himself in the process. In any country in the world, that would be an illegal offense, an obstruction of justice, including Nigeria. It's a criminal offense. So this is something that we saw in front of the cameras. Can you honestly say that the treatment against Senator Dino Melaye is simply just inhuman oppression or an inhuman victimization? Or are there not legitimate grounds upon which the police are acting and you're just protecting your colleague?
I don't comment on hearsay. Everything you have said remains hearsay. And that is exactly why the IG was invited to come. And before the entire country, we are representative of the people. And if he had come there to tell Nigerians what transpired in his capacity as the chief law enforcement officer, I think we will have moved away from conjecture. But we've lost that opportunity.
No, but it was sub judice. Senator, you're not being fair.
Excuse me. You see, you asked a question.
Yes.
Then perhaps your question is also not fair.
No.
Because
no. The truth is that it is sub judice.
So we cannot then the question is your question also is sub judice. Your question is sub judice.
We have cameras rolling.
You see, even if you have cameras rolling, are you the one to give evidence? Has your evidence been admitted in court? So it still remains sub judice. And that's the point we are making. You see, I don't have anything personal against anybody. But let me say one thing. By the special grace of God, I'm a senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria today. It could be anybody. And so for me, first and foremost, I took an oath of office, an oath of allegiance, to defend the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and to also ensure that I maintain the integrity and dignity of the institution of the Senate as a democratic institution. And I think in everything we do, if we try to all play according to this, I don't think there is any problem. And like I said, we shouldn't allow a situation where people think an institution can be rubbished. Tomorrow, we are the ones who are here today. People may not like the face of those who are here. Tomorrow, it might be another person that you so much like. And the person may go through worse than what we are witnessing. Simply because today, we have laid precedents and foundation.
For the sake of clarity, when I refer to videos rolling, I'm referring to the incident of the blockade and the injury to Dino Malai, not this other matter that
I understand, Ajuri. I understand your point.
Well.
But like I said, whatever it is, when we talk about the court, evidence that are admitted in court, accepted by the judge, tendered as evidence, and at the end of the day, used to arrive at a decision.
Very well.
So for me, since that has not happened, the subject matter itself remains subject.
This is going to be a hot conversation that is going to rage for a long time. I want to thank you for the very enlightening conversation this morning.
Thank
Senator
you very much.
Abdullahi.
My pleasure to be here.
Standing by with us has been the spokesperson for the Nigerian Senate, Senator Aliyu Sabi Abdullahi. At this juncture, we are going to take a break. We will be back in a moment. Do stay with us.